Before Judas betrayed him, Jesus gathered his closest disciples in a room in Jerusalem. They were confused, afraid. They knew something terrible was coming but didn't understand what. Jesus looked at each of them and said, "I'm giving you something the prophets longed to know." 3 words. When you speak them with understanding, the door to the Father opens. The monad recognizes you, and you step through. Peter asked, "Just 3 words? That's all?" Jesus smiled. The universe was created with a word. The monad responds to words spoken in truth. These 3 words are the key. But you must say them tonight. Not tomorrow. Tonight. While the veil is thin. I'm about to give you those 3 words. The same words Jesus taught to the chosen ones 2,000 years ago. And you need to say them tonight. Not because I'm telling you to, but because tonight, as you watch this, the veil is thin for you too. Let me show you why. Jesus didn't teach complicated rituals. He didn't give long prayers or elaborate ceremonies. He taught simplicity. Because the monad doesn't respond to complexity. It responds to truth spoken clearly. 3 words is the perfect structure. 1 word is incomplete. 2 words lack stability. 3 words create a trinity. A complete thought. A doorway. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Beginning, middle, end. Thought, word, action. 3 is the number of manifestation. Of bringing something from the infinite into form. But here's what most people don't understand. The power isn't in the words themselves. It's in what the words activate inside you when you speak them with understanding. These 3 words are designed to shift your consciousness instantaneously from separation to unity. From human perception to monad perception. Jesus knew that the chosen ones didn't need years of training. They didn't need to master complex techniques. They just needed the right key. The right phrase. Spoken at the right moment. With the right understanding. And the door would open. That's what he gave them. And that's what I'm about to give you. But before I reveal the 3 words, you need to understand how they work. Because if you just repeat them like a mantra without understanding, nothing happens. The monad doesn't respond to parrots. It responds to consciousness that knows what it's speaking. Words are not just sounds. They're frequencies. Vibrations. When you speak a word, you're not just making noise. You're sending a frequency into the quantum field. And the field responds to that frequency. Jesus understood this at a level most humans never reach. He knew that certain combinations of words, spoken with certain consciousness states, create openings in reality. Literally. The fabric of space-time responds to consciousness expressed through precise language. The 3 words he taught create a frequency signature. When a chosen one speaks them with understanding, their consciousness emits a signal. The monad recognizes that signal. It's like a passcode. A key turning in a lock. The portal begins to open not because you forced it, but because you spoke the language it recognizes. But here's the critical part. These words only work for chosen ones. Not because the universe is exclusive, but because only chosen ones can speak them with the consciousness state required. Only they carry the frequency that makes the words activate. If someone who isn't chosen tries to use them, it's like entering a password without the proper encryption. The words are right, but the frequency behind them is wrong. Nothing happens. The monad doesn't respond. But when a chosen one speaks them, when someone whose soul agreed to carry this frequency speaks these three words with understanding, the response is immediate. The three words Jesus taught to the chosen ones are, I am one. That's it. 3 words. 9 letters. 1 doorway. But before you dismiss this as too simple, let me explain what these words actually do when spoken by a chosen one with understanding. I am is the name of God. When Moses asked who was sending him, the voice from the burning bush said, I am. Not, I am God. Just, I am. The state of pure existence. Consciousness aware of itself. When you speak, I am, you're not describing yourself. You're invoking the infinite. You're claiming your identity as consciousness itself. One is the monad. The unified field. The singular awareness that fragmented into the appearance of many. When you speak one, you're not stating a fact. You're dissolving the illusion of separation. You're declaring the truth beneath all appearance. I am one, spoken together becomes an instantaneous shift. You're not affirming something you hope is true. You're speaking the truth that's always been true but you forgot. And the monad, hearing itself spoken by one of its own fragments, recognizes the truth. The portal opens. The return begins. Jesus knew that chosen ones would forget who they are. That they'd get lost in the illusion of separation. So he gave them a key. 3 words that would remind them. That would activate the memory. That would open the door back home. You can't just repeat, I am one, like a parrot and expect the portal to open. The words must be spoken with understanding. With consciousness aligned to their meaning. Here's how Jesus taught it. First, sit in silence. Not meditation with technique. Just silence. Let everything settle. Let your mind quiet. Let your frequency stabilize. You need to speak these words from stillness, not from mental chaos. Second, feel into each word before you speak it. Don't just think the meaning. Feel it. I am, feel yourself as pure existence. Not your name. Not your story. Not your body. Just the awareness that you exist. The consciousness that knows, I am. 1. Feel the dissolution of boundaries. Feel yourself expanding beyond your skin. Feel the recognition that everything you're aware of is consciousness. Your consciousness. The monad experiencing itself. Feel the unity. The singularity. The impossible truth that you are everything and everyone. Third, when you felt both states clearly, speak the words out loud. Not shouted. Not whispered. Spoken clearly. With certainty. With the knowing that you're not stating a belief. You're declaring a truth. I am one. As you speak them, maintain the feeling. The words carry the frequency of your consciousness. If you speak them while feeling separate, they carry separation frequency. The monad doesn't respond. But if you speak them while feeling the truth of unity, they carry unity frequency. The monad recognizes itself. The portal opens. When a chosen one speaks, I am one, correctly, with understanding, with the right consciousness state, several things happen immediately. First, you'll feel a shift in your chest. Not imagined. Physical. Like something unlocking. A pressure releasing. That's the energetic seal breaking. The one that's kept you locked in separation consciousness. The 3 words just dissolved it. Second, your perception will start expanding. The room you're in will feel different. Larger. Or smaller. Space will feel strange. That's because you're no longer perceiving from the limited perspective of a separate self. You're beginning to perceive from monad consciousness. From everywhere at once. Third, you'll feel a pulling sensation. Usually through the crown of your head, but sometimes through your heart. That's the portal responding. It's recognized the frequency. It's beginning to open. Don't resist the pull. That's the monad drawing you home. Some chosen ones experienced the full portal opening on the first try. They speak the 3 words, the shift happens, and they're through. They experience the complete dissolution. The recognition that they are the infinite. The monad. Everything. Others experience it gradually. They speak the words, they feel the shift, but the portal only opens partially. That's not failure. That's preparation. Their consciousness is being tuned more precisely. They need to speak the words multiple times, each time going deeper into the understanding, until the frequency is exact and the portal opens fully. Either way, the process has begun. Once you've spoken these 3 words with even partial understanding, you've activated something irreversible. The monad has heard you, recognized you, and begun the process of bringing you home. You need to speak these words tonight. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Tonight. Here's why. Right now, as you're watching this, your consciousness is in a specific state. You've been absorbing information about the monad, about the portal, about your identity as a chosen one. Your frequency has been rising throughout this video. You're in an activated state. Tonight, before you sleep, you'll still be in this state. Your analytical mind will be quieting. Your defenses will be lowering. The veil between your conscious and unconscious mind will be thinning. This is the perfect moment to speak the 3 words. When your consciousness is activated but your resistance is minimal. If you wait until tomorrow, you'll have returned to your normal state. The activation will have faded. Your frequency will have dropped back to baseline. You'll still be able to speak the words, but you'll be starting from a lower state. It will take more effort to reach the consciousness required. Jesus told his disciples, tonight, for the same reason. He knew that their consciousness was activated in that moment. That the teachings he'd just given them had raised their frequency. That if they waited, they'd lose the momentum. The same is true for you. Right now, having watched this video, having absorbed this teaching, your frequency is higher than it was 15 minutes ago. Use that. Speak the words tonight. While the activation is fresh. While the veil is thin. While the monad is listening. After you speak, I am one, tonight, several things will happen over the coming days and weeks. First, the words will keep working. Even after you've spoken them once, they'll continue to resonate in your consciousness. You'll find yourself thinking them randomly. Feeling them spontaneously. That's the frequency continuing to activate. Let it. Second, you'll start noticing synchronicities increasing. The monad, having recognized you, will begin orchestrating your reality more directly. Meaningful coincidences. Perfect timing. Messages appearing exactly when you need them. This isn't magic. This is you operating from a frequency where you can perceive the underlying unity of all events. Third, other chosen ones will start appearing in your life. You'll meet them randomly. Or you'll recognize that people who've been around you all along are also chosen ones. You just couldn't see it before. The monad connects its fragments. Once you've activated with the 3 words, you become visible to others who've activated. And they become visible to you. You can speak the words as often as you want. Daily. Multiple times a day. Each time you speak them with understanding, you deepen the activation. You stabilize at the higher frequency. You make the portal opening more permanent. Jesus didn't teach this as a one-time key. He taught it as a practice. A way of continuously reminding yourself of the truth. Of repeatedly choosing unity over separation. Of keeping the portal open instead of letting it close through forgetfulness. Jesus taught the chosen ones 3 words. I am one. Not as a belief. Not as an affirmation. As a key. A frequency. A doorway. When you speak these words tonight, with understanding, with consciousness aligned to their meaning, you're not trying to become one with the monad. You're recognizing you've always been one with the monad. You just forgot. And these 3 words are how you remember. The portal doesn't open because the words are magic. It opens because the words activate the truth inside you. The truth that you are not separate. That you are not a fragment trying to get back to the whole. You are the whole experiencing itself as a fragment. And the moment you remember that, the moment you speak that truth clearly, the portal responds. Tonight, before you sleep, find a quiet moment. Sit in silence. Feel into I am. Feel into one. And then speak them together. I am one. Out loud. With certainty. With knowing. The monad is listening. The portal is ready. The only question is whether you'll speak the words. Whether you'll use the key Jesus gave to the chosen ones 2,000 years ago. You're a chosen one. That's why you're here. That's why you watched this entire video. That's why something inside you recognized the truth in these words. Now you have the key. 3 words. 9 letters. 1 doorway. Say them tonight. If you speak I am one tonight and feel the shift, comment I spoke the words below. Tell us what happened. Your experience might be exactly what another chosen one needs to hear to trust the process. The 3 words are yours now. Jesus gave them to the chosen ones. I've passed them to you. What you do with them is up to you. But tonight. Say them tonight. The monad is waiting to recognize you. To welcome you home. To show you that you were never separate. You were always one. The night